Still under calculation, guys. Jamb must repeat question 3. We are still under power. Okay, calculating electric power. All right. So this question 3 is not as difficult as the former one we just solved. Okay. So this one is very easy. An electric lamp is rated 240 volts, 60 watts. Calculate the resistance of the lamp when lit. Very easy now. Very easy. Very easy. All options represented in ohm. That's resistance. Okay. So they asked us to find what? Resistance. Okay. Equal to question mark. Okay. And they gave us what? They gave us volts, which is equal to 240 volts. Okay. They can't give us waiting for the rating again. Power, which is what? 60 watts. Waiting they give us again? Nothing of the lamp. They can't say more calculate the resistance. Very easy. Just write out the formula. The formula of power. Any formula for power wey be say resistance dey inside, now we go use for here so that we go fit find resistance. Okay, power is equal to V squared over R. Okay, we can use this formula. Just make R the subject of the formula. We get P times. Is it P times P V squared over? So we make R the subject of the formula. R is equal to V squared over P. Okay, so let's substitute to see if we are going to get this answer. Okay, or we do the other style of subject of the formula. Okay, if we substitute, we are going to be left with 240 squared over P. What is P? 60 watts. No need to convert. They're there for the correct unit. Okay, so if we solve this, we are going to get 240 times 240, 57,600. That's what the calculator says, over 60. If you divide 57,600 by 60, you are going to get that's 960 ohms. All right, so do we have 960 among the option? Drop the correct option in the comment section. Very easy question. All you need here is just to know the formula, your IQ, and look for find wetin they say make you find, make am the subject of the formula. Okay, you don't really have to know all the formula, just know the most important formulas, and you use subject of the formula to maneuver your way. So in this question, since they gave us volts and power, we need a formula whereby we have both volts, power, and resistance. And this is a typical example of that kind of formula. Now, let's calculate power consumption cost. If you need any assistance, send me a message on WhatsApp. Last minute preparation plan. You need shortcuts to blast your Jamb UTME, especially now with the exam done here. Send me a message on WhatsApp. You need materials, short material, short notes, and the most repeated questions in Jamb UTME. Send me a message. I will send all of them. Give you. I have everything. So send me a DM. I will send everything to you. So we are looking at energy consumption cost. That's calculation of energy and power will involve money. Okay. Jamb must repeat question 4. The question reads: an electric bulb is rated 60 watts and 220 volts if it is used for 2 hours daily for 30 days. 2 hours daily for 30 days at 10 naira per kilowatt hour. Calculate the cost of using the bulbs. Let's say we'll calculate with the cost. Okay. Cost of using the bulb equal to question mark. Now we define. So, what is the formula for cost? The formula for cost is equal to energy. And this energy must be in what? In kilowatt hour. For it to be easier for you to calculate kilowatt hour. Times rate. Okay, or let me put my right hand in full times rate. So, cost is equal to energy in kilowatt hour times rate. All right. Let's write out all we were given here. All right. They gave us power. P equal to 60 watts. All options are represented in naira, money. You see, I'm saying that money they put. Let's say we'll find the cost. So they give us voltage equal to 220 volts. What did they give us again? They constantly give us money. Okay, they give us the first amount, the first rate, which is 10 naira. Rates 10 naira. Okay, 10 naira. Okay, what did they give us again? Total cost. Now we define so. Okay. What did they give us again? They give us time. And the time, T, is equal to, they said 2 hours daily for 30 days. This time we need to calculate them. 2 hours daily for 30 days. And then they pay 10 naira. Okay? 2 hours daily. Let's calculate the time first of all. 2 hours daily for 30 days. Total time. Okay? The total time should be equal to 2 hours. 2 hours per day. Okay? So if it's 2 hours per day, that's 2 hours daily per day for 30 days. So 2 hours times 30 will give us what? 60. So it will come be 2 times 30 equal to 60. Okay? So 60 hours. So the time now 60 hours. 60 hours. Alright. So what are we doing next? What are we doing next? Can we apply this formula? Cost, energy. Do we have energy here? Kilowatts per hour. No, they don't give us energy. Rates. We get rates here. Now only energy. Now we don't get. So the energy should be in kilowatts hour. So maybe we can convert all these things where they give us for here to wait in kilowatt hour. So how we go take convert them to kilowatt hour? We're going to need to apply the formula of energy. Okay? Energy is equal to, this energy, it should be in kilowatt hour. The energy should be in kilowatt hour. Energy should be in kilowatt hour. Energy in kilowatt hour is equal to power, bracket open, watt. This P, so it shows that this power must be in watt because we want to make this energy there in kilowatt hour. So the power must be in watt over 1000. All right? Times time. And this time need to be in waiting. Since we calculate kilowatts per hour, it will need to be in hours. I just the right time. If now for exam condition, now once we all the solve and they go. So it will be in hour. Okay, so if we substitute what we have, we are going to be left with E, which is energy, is equal to what is our power? 60 watts. 60 watts over 1000 times waiting. Times waiting be our time in hours. 60 hours. 60 hours. This will give us energy is equal to what? 60 divided by 1000, applying Bodman's. 60 divided by 1 is always safer to use Bodman's style. I don't know why sometimes I will just feel like to fair times before I divide. So 60 divided by 1000 will give us 0.6. This cancel this. 60 divided by 100, 0.6 times 60. This is our 60 here, 60. That will give us finally 3.6 kilowatt hour. Remember now, energy in kilowatt hour we calculate. So we don't get energy now. Energy equal to 3.6 kilowatt hour. All right. Since we now have our energy, we have to do the final of this calculation, which is what? Since now energy now carry us enter this one chance, we get rates, we get everything. Now energy will define now. Okay, and we don't see that energy, so we need to apply this formula. Okay, cost equal to energy in kilowatts. It must be in kilowatts times rate. Okay, what will be our energy? Cost is equal to what will be our energy? 3.6 times rate. What will be our rate? 10 naira. 10 naira equal to what? 3.6 times 10 will give us, is that not 36? 36. So the cost is equal to 36 naira. Okay, so among the options, check if we have 36 naira among the options and drop the correct option in the comment section.